Hey folks, how you doing? This is episode 2. I am your host, Amateur Overlord. Today, what I'm going to talk about, if you've watched the first video, which I posted yesterday, this is just obviously, again, me talking about things I'm going through, things that I think, opinions, different viewpoints. I will be, obviously, again, when time permits, I'll have my friends and other people you might find interesting on this vlog and let them talk about what they're going through. So I had been in California with my family. That's where I was raised, and I spent a lot of time with my father and his family. My parents are divorced, which is good for them. You know, we'll talk about that another day. But just seeing the way he lives his life, and he's in his 60s, but this guy, and he's a diabetic. This guy is one of the most energetic people you have ever seen. Like, he's gets up at 4 a.m. He's over here, he's over there. He has a 6-year-old daughter, you know, my sister. He's all over the place. And one of the things that he always instilled in me as a younger person, which I didn't appreciate at the time, because his method of trying to get me to comply, I felt wasn't necessarily how I go about things. So he basically, what he would do is he would use reading as a punishment. And basically, if I got in trouble, and I say basically a lot for no good reason, he would say, oh, you have to read this, you have to read X amount, and if you don't get to watch TV, or you don't get this. So then I started to see reading as a punishment. However, as I grow up here in later life now, as a man of 35 years of age, reading has been a source of so much healing and education. Like, I feel that I enjoy learning now more than ever before, especially like even things that are technical or mathematic, like the field in which I work. One of the courses that we had to take, one of the classes that we took, was electrical theory. And in electrical theory, they use formulas. Now, when I was in high school and we were learning about formulas, mathematic formulas, I didn't care. There was nothing for me to apply it to. But now, here as I am at work, and I use those formulas to do my job, a job which I hate, I can see the practical application of that. And that's really all wisdom is. Wisdom, by definition, is the practical application of knowledge. So, yeah. That's just a little side point. Now, back to me hating my job. I hate my job. I literally went into my work last night with 2 of my homeboys. Shout out to my Asian homeboys. In the UK, Asians are considered to be Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, whereas in probably United States, we more than, or specifically California, if we say Asian, Filipino, Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, Koreans, all my homies out there in the Bay, they know who they are. That's how we would say Asians. But here, Asians, usually you're referring to people who are part of the Indian subcontinent. It's not even a subcontinent. They're part of Asia. India's part of Asia, is it not? India's actually its own continent. You know, now I feel stupid, but I'm gonna check that. I'm gonna leave this in. I'm not even gonna edit that out. That's fine. I'm pretty sure India is any of. We're not doing geography today. We're doing other stuff. So, because I hate my job, I realized upon meditation, something I do every day now. I sit down and I meditate. I realize I don't actually hate my job. I'm not fulfilled by what I do, because all human beings love to work. Male or female, you love to go to work. If you love being outdoors and you love nature, and you just finished doing a great deal of, let's say, landscaping or pruning of trees, picking of fruits, or making a yard or a certain landscape look nice, you feel rewarded after that. You feel empowered. You feel like, I've made a difference. Even if it's just your small section of the world, you feel like you're doing something as regards, what may in fact be your purpose. And everybody's purpose is different. It can take years for you to figure out what yours is. So if you haven't figured out what yours is, your only job is to find that out. You're not under the clock. You have as much time as you are breathing to do that. So it could be minutes before you die, which might be a little sad in the time constraints. But if you finally realize your purpose, that is a great day for you. So back to my hating my job. To break the monotony of my being at a job that I do not like, which keeps me up at night since I work mostly night shifts. I decided that I needed to expand my mind because my mind was just vegetating. I don't use a lot of my brain power to do what I do. Like for work, I do not use very much intellect. And when I say expanding my mind, I'm not talking about LSD or smoking crack or anything like that. I'll show you how I expand my mind. I read books. I read lots of books. And books, as lame as it might sound, and yes, I do like Dr. Laura. And I'm not a conservative. I'm not even a liberal. I have views that fall in either camp, to be fair. But I do respect Dr. Laura and how she explains things. She's written many great books. The lighting is really amazing here, but this natural light's making it hard for you to see the books. So I'll explain these books to you. This is a good one. This is a classic. It's Machiavelli's The Prince. A classic treatise on power. This can help you navigate the landscape of a hostile work or environment in general. This is by Paul Eichmann. There's a show on TV that was fashioned after this particular gentleman. He teaches about microaggressions or microexpressions. Microaggressions. That's another story. Microexpressions, and basically, I grew up in an environment where people didn't necessarily tell lies very often, and then I went out into the world and had to deal with people that lie often, and I was I say often and basically lost. I found that I was caught off guard by their lies and naively unexpecting of them, because people lie. So that book's helped me in so many ways to often detect when people are lying, even in fun situations like games or when you're dating. It just makes you more shrewd about what someone's motives may be, and not all motives are ulterior, and not all lies are done so at your detriment. Some people lie to save your feelings from being hurt. So it's really a matter of perspective, and lies can be a very subjective thing. This I needed because, god damn it, it's so bright. Basically, the title says, I'm trying to get it in there. Like, the lighting's too amazing. It says, "Stop whining, start living." It says, Dr. Laura agrees that there are things worth whining about. A certain amount of whining allows for venting of reasonable pain, disappointment, fear, frustration, or rage. However, staying stuck in a whining mode can become a lifelong problem. Agreed. This is where Dr. Laura steps in with Stop Whining, Start Living to help folks conquer the temptation to retreat from living life to the fullest. Illustrated by calls and letters from members of Dr. Laura's huge international audience, Stop Whining, Start Living features testimonials from real people facing real challenges. These folks have benefited enormously from Dr. Laura's powerful lessons. Stop Whining, Start Living gives readers the jump start they need to break out of reactive mode and get proactive, moving in the direction of joyful, meaningful, fulfilling, and purposeful futures. Everyone can use a kick in the pants sometimes, and Dr. Laura, who preaches, teaches, and nags to millions every day on her radio program, is here to deliver it. Now, I plug Dr. Laura the hardest because this is the newest book I'm reading, and although I don't necessarily agree with her partisan politics, she writes damn good books. Now, I've never been one to get into the very spiritual aspects of things. I grew up in a very tense religious environment from both parents, and although I have a deep respect for things religious, and I wouldn't even go so far as to say I'm agnostic now, my leanings are towards Buddhism and other things, but I wouldn't even say I have any concrete views on those things. But the point of today's vlog is to let you know that if you are feeling unfulfilled in your work, that there are many ways you can go about it. Reading is one great way to help you get out of the minutia, the monotonous minutia of being in a shitty work environment, and it also helps you expand your brain because you don't have to stay stagnant thinking about the things that don't fulfill you. The books actually allow you to see things and open up new pathways in your mind, create new synapses, and allow you to just expand your horizons. It's like when people used to say when I was a kid, "Oh, I just dive into a great book and I'm taken away." I used to think, that is the greatest shit I ever heard in my life. But it's true. it's true. It does change how you feel. So we're hitting 10 minutes now, and I thank you. Have a great day.